Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop. I've got the F450 in here and I've got a Rockstar, so we're going to keep going. Woo! In case anyone is wondering, it is 35 degrees outside with 10-mile-an-hour winds. You do not want to be outside. So I want to take a look at the battery's been charging on this all night and most of the day. So what we're going to do tonight, who's here? I'm able to connect to the chat. Okay. Okay, we'll just test the chat out. Okay, it looks like it's working, kind of. I don't know. If anyone's watching, if you guys could just put a message in there to make sure it's still working. There's a front corner on here that I want to check out. Then this truck's going to go outside, and then we get to do the nasty. And the nasty is cleaning up this side of the shop. And I have some new concrete cleaner, and we're going to try that out, see how well that works, and just get this clean before we bring the MR6 in. And the MR6 is right outside, and we've got of course a battery with that because it's so cold here, and it's been under the cover all night. The limo went into the regular garage, so the MR6 will come in here. We're going to do some tweaking and cleanup and fun stuff with the MR6 before it goes out to get another alignment. And we'll be doing that this week. Also, working on my trip to Florida. I haven't figured out that itinerary yet, but it is happening sooner rather than later. I've got a bunch of houses to check out down there, and got to get a base set up down there so I can move all my stuff. And that's also why we're selling a whole bunch of our gear. I know this is super headroom right now. Sorry. That's a little too little headroom. And soon we'll have the portable setup so we can run the gimbal. We can run multi-camera, we can run the gimbal, and we can do all that fun stuff. So that is coming slowly but surely. Okay. Let me go check. And of course, the corner that I need to check is on the far side of the truck. So let me grab a headlamp really quick and see what I can do to get this corner back. Give me a second on this. I'll try to describe it to you guys as I'm going through here. This battery is still charging, which is surprising. So we have a clip, and this is for the whole, not for the whole front fascia. But definitely for this trim piece. And he is held in with 2 bolts here. So I might pop that trim piece off. And they look like they're 8 mils. So we'll try an 8 mil and see if we can get those off. Just, I think the clip that holds it got bent. So see if we can get this trim piece off, get that clip bent back into its normal position. And then this thing won't look so bad like a deer strike, which is actually what happened. What's nice is car manufacturers recently have begun to use smaller bolts, which is nice. They're getting smart about it. You don't need a 10 mil or a 12 mil or whatever. You can actually just use an 8 mil. It'll work great. It also lets you get more stuff in there. Where's this guy at? This guy's a little more difficult to get to. Uh-oh. Fingers trapped. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, let's see if we can do this guy by hand now. Yep. Okay, I think it's just these two screws that hold on. This trim piece. No. No? Is there? Oh, found it. Is underneath. It was part of the front spoiler there. It was stashed underneath it. All right. So now, maybe? No. It's loose. It doesn't want to pop out because there is another bolt down here. Somewhere in here? Holy crap. I don't even know how to get to that guy. Okay. Wow. There's a little tiny guy. He's all the way inside the bumper and up against the wall. We're not going to be able to get a socket on there. So we're going to have to do a small wrench, and I have an 8mm ratchet. Yay. By the way, I don't know if I said this, but this is brought to you by Rockstar. Let's see if we can get this thing loose. Wow, this thing's really hidden in here. All right. Not a lot of movement here. Not a lot of movement available. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'm only getting like 4 clicks every time. This is up on the front lower corner by the impact bar. The impact bar on this truck is pretty impressive. Wow. This is going to take a little while. I might not have to take this guy all the way out if I can repair this clip from here. But I don't think I can. So I'll just keep going here because I don't have access to the plastic inside. Only about 4 more threads. Uh-oh. Wrench came off. It's getting there, though. Oh, stay on there, wrench, buddy. Now it looks like it isn't turning at all. Yeah, I can't even get a single finger on there. I don't know how else to get in there. Can't really go through the impact bar from the top. It is turning it. It's just really slow. It is at such a weird angle, too. Oh my God. You would swear this bolt is 10 feet long. But I promise you it's not. The other question is why isn't the wrench turning? There is no way to get to that with your hands. Wow. You really can't reach it. It's in and up and then back down again. So small side there's a 10. So I'm just gonna grab a regular 8 mil. Yes, I'll have to hop it each time, but oh, I don't even know if he's gonna fit it. Wow. And your depth perception's all messed up too. Wow, this thing is really hard to get to. And the wrench is too long to make that curve. You can't get a finger in there to turn it by hand. I don't think. Nope. There's no way to get a socket back there. Nope. This thing is really hard to get to. It's just a little tiny bolt too. Just a little tiny guy. But he is really, really hard to get to. Really hard to get to. All right. Okay. Whoops. Hope everyone had a nice weekend. It has been cold and dreary and rainy here. Hey, I got it. All right, yeah, let's just leave that bolt there. I don't want to take it out. All right, so the 2 bolts that were unnecessary, we can put back in here. Those guys were unnecessary for removal. So we will put them back and tighten them up. Damn, that one guy was really hard. I should rephrase that. That one bolt was difficult to loosen. Okay. And on this guy. Okay. That's just for the front air dam. It is back on tight. Okay. So here's our lower, here's our upper. Oh, I see what happened. I see what happened. All right, so here's our trim piece. And this is just up by the front fender. I'll get rid of this for you guys. So what happened was this got ripped. And he's supposed to be back here. Like so. And he got ripped really hard. So what we'll do is heat him up a little bit and reform him back in place. And then we'll glue, because he can go back to where he's supposed to go. We just need some nice heavy duty epoxy to get him back in place. Yeah. He should be all right once he's back in place. So we'll heat him up and that'll sit overnight. But yeah, this is the guy that's really hard to get to. He comes through the fender sideways like this. And in the way, you have the impact bar right here. So you can't, it's hard to get a wrench up and you can't come from this side or down or wherever. So that was the bolt that was very difficult to get to. So depending on how much this is, maybe we replace this. But then it has to get painted, I think. Yeah, these are all painted parts. So we'd have to get painted the silver. And I'm trying to not go to insurance for this. That's why we're just doing the parts. So we'll store this bolt here. That's good. The other bolts are on there nice and snug. Move our wrenches because we're going to move the truck. And, well, we got to take this bolt because he's going to fall out if we don't. And then I'm going to have to find him later on. So we're clear on this side. Let's get the battery maintainer out of here. We're going to use that on the MR6. So after we clean up the shop, unplug him and let him cool off. Okay. God, this truck is huge. Battery terminal cover back on. Happy. Okay. And we have a new remote battery. So the truck is ready for door opening and closings. Put the floor mats back in. Oops, here's our other battery here. Go up there. These are the WeatherTech floor mats. They're okay. I'm not a big fan of them. I think they're really slippery, especially when, whoops, I can't go that way. Especially when they're wet. I don't think they're all that great. They do protect the carpet, so I can't really complain too hard. But as you can see, we fixed the automatic steps last night, the side steps. And I've got my air compressor in here. I don't have anything else in here. I get my air compressor coiled up. We'll get the arms out of the way, and then we'll move the truck. So this air compressor has been awesome. It's like, I don't know, 25 bucks on Amazon. It's been great. Coil it up. The plug in the center and the cord stashed inside of it. And then you can stash the air hose inside as well. And it goes to like 150 psi. So pretty good deal for 25 bucks. I've had it for years. I really like it. And it's funny, a lot of people are like, hey man, I wish I had my own shop. I wish I had my own shop. I could work on my own cars. I could do all this stuff. My friends come over, we could work on their cars and do all this cool shit. I'm going to show you how glamorous it is, okay? Lift arms are out of the way. I do not have anything in the way out there. So I'm going to put tools away. And start the truck. and then open the door. This truck is not like the limo, so you guys don't have to be afraid. I'm going to give you the mic too, just for the time being. Oh, it's so nice to be able to step up like this. There we have it. Empty shop, at least for now. We're gonna do some cleaning. God damn, stupid cold outside. Stupid cold. Not fun. So I'm gonna get stuff swept up and we'll try to get this floor looking a little bit better. A little bit. That's our steering fluid leakage from the limo over here. Take care of. Pro tip. You have a shop or a garage or anything, always have cap in it. It's clay. Very simple. Works very well. Those things you really should have. This floor has seen a lot of cars. The last, I don't know, 12, 13 years, 12 years. Cars. Floor gets used. Stuff gets spilled. You know. Oil gets spilled, all sorts of fluid gets spilled, and you do your best to keep it clean, but sometimes that is a ring to something. This is where all the glamour is. Right here. But Kev, you should have, someone come in and clean your shop. Yeah, I could. I absolutely could. They wouldn't do it as well as me, though. I don't know. They might. So it gets a little tricky back in this corner. But we got it. Also, when you have a clean shop, it helps with finding parts. It helps. I don't know. I just think it's a better way to do it. You try and clean it after every car. You can't, but you try. You try. And of course, the water doesn't help either. Turns everything to mud, but it dries out. Plus, we're going to be trying our new floor cleaner. All right. See, isn't this thrilling? Isn't this all the cool car shit that you guys like to see? No? I've had some pretty cool cars in here. I've actually had some really amazing cars in here. Let's see, we've had the Viper, we've had the Neon, Miata, MR6, several MR2s. We've had the Ariel Atom. We've had Mercedes, BMW, Camaro, ZL1. We've had gosh, what else has been in here? I've had the limo in here, obviously. Everyone detests the limo now. They don't like it. They'll like it when it's up and running and cruising around this summer. But right now they all hate it. That's okay. That is okay. So yeah, this is all the glamour. You see all those shows? You never see the guy sweeping up. I know Dave Kindig knows how to work a broom, but you're never going to see him working one. Not now. Not now. Okay. So we've got a nice sweep going on here, kind of. Get all that watery stuff out of here. And then we can mop. Yikes. I don't know how to do this. Then good fortune, the mop picks up the rest of that. That's pretty gross. All right. Is it okay if I go to the bathroom, you guys? I'm gonna take a leak before I get going on this. Hopefully that's all right. Get you a nice wider shot, maybe. See if we can come around here. Longer shot. Oh, sorry. Something like that. It is nice to have your own shop. I totally have to admit that 100%. 100%. It is very nice. It sucks that no one's here. We're not doing cool car stuff right now, but that's how it goes. So I'm going to go do a quick bathroom break if that's okay with you guys. And I will be right back. So just hang tight. And oh, I hear a car. Is it Brian? No. Usually I can hear this stuff a mile away. Everybody can hear this stuff a mile away. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And this is not dried up yet. Sorry. Where'd this go? I'm actually going to be working, so we can lower this down instead of tilting the computer. There we go. That should be. Is that a little bit better? Yeah. You guys don't need to see the ceiling, right? Okay. So I'm going to be here for a second while I clean out the mop bucket. I should say empty it out, but also clean it out. My God. There's some solids in there. All right, well, it's about as good as we're going to get for now. Let's check our requirements here. This says it makes 25 gallons. 5 ounces per gallon of water. But our floor looks kind of dirty. So let's quadruple that. What do you think? Oh, yeah. That sink is working. Oh, there's a leaf in here. That's part of the problem. Okay. Let's get some hot water in here. Is this warm? Kinda. That's warmer. Yeah. We like warm water. And for my shop, you guys will see my mop and bucket here in a minute. But for my shop, this works absolutely perfect. This setup works really, really, really well. All right, we're getting pretty close. All right, call that good. So I forgot who makes this. Cedar? Yeah. This is the Cedar, and this is a brand new head on this with the extendable thing, and it's got the little pedal thing to ring it out. So this guy works really, really well. So I think I'm going to maybe ditch the jacket because I know that I'm going to be moving around a bunch and the jacket's going to cause the mic to go wonky, etc. So take off the jacket. Don't get me wrong, I still have long underwear on. Gotta have long underwear. It's Ohio. It's January, almost into February. I have no idea what's going on. Abs are okay. Shirt doesn't help. Do this guy again. Okay. Get the mic back on. Maybe. And my phone's buzzing. Okay. All right. So we just start in one corner. I work my way over to kind of that side, the middle, and then do the same thing on the back. So takes a little while. But makes for a very nice floor. When I move all this stuff out of here, I'll probably have someone come in and diamond grind it. Again, perfectly flat. And reseal it because this is a sealed floor. And that'll make it kind of brand newish. Kind of. Oh, there's our scrubbing bubbles. This mop handle is actually really nice. You can get in super low angles, get in behind stuff. Oh yeah, it's got the suds out now. All right, I'm trying not to bump you guys because so much for that. Right in front of you here. What you don't want to do, of course, is mop yourself in. Of course, it's going to be a little tough to tell with one mopping, but I think if we keep using this stuff, it should work pretty well. The other thing to do is to go at different angles. I know these are all like the top secret mopping tips, right? If you go parallel to some stuff and then go to 45 and then come back and do it at a reverse 45, it's kind of like painting. Yeah, when it gets to this center section, definitely picks up a lot of dirt. The other thing, don't be afraid of going over stuff a second time. Doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. I guarantee you there are shops out there that don't have a floor this nice after 10 years, even after 5 years. So all right. You can definitely tell the high traffic areas. Definitely. Whoops. I don't know if this is. I'm going to try and get this center section the second time. I think he's working pretty well. There's a lot of stuff here that's into the sealer or just plain doesn't want to come out. Another pro tip, and it's a little hard to see, but I have a center line for the lift. And what that does is it allows you to bring the car in, and then you put the logo or whatever right on the center line and do the same in the back. Usually the car's logo is the center of the car, and that helps you get it centered on the lift without having to go back and forth or get out wheel dollies or whatever. So coming back over it again, getting all my paw prints out of here. It's a little bit better. Definitely not the light tan that the original concrete is. But pretty darn close. So now we can move to the back section. If we need to do touch-ups over here, we can. We'll do the same thing again. You can see a lot of that dirt coming out, which is great. That means the mop is picking it up. And for this, I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. Set him back down there. Whoops. God, I had those pads right there. Yeah, there's a corrosion spot from, shit, I don't even know what. Something was corroding right there. This floor is perfectly flat, so if water does, and it's sealed so it doesn't soak in, so if water does get on this, it's, the hell is grabbing it right there? Oh, actually, I know what's grabbing it right there. It's been the powder coat has been chipped off or scraped off from the exhaust on the limo, because the limo exhaust is very, very low. So that's what it's picking up. Now, the good part is, I know the MR6 is fairly clean, and I've been running around in the snow and salt and all that. So when it comes in here, it should just be small wet stuff. Plus, it's been under the cover this whole time. So shouldn't be too bad. But I definitely want to let this stuff dry before I bring the car in here. I think this stuff is working pretty well. I think. This is all the glamour, you guys. You want to own a shop? You want to work on cars? This is it right here. Get all this stuff handed to you. Makes it a lot easier, but I think you have a lot more respect for things when you do it yourself. At least once, right? See, now there's a ton of stuff here. I'm pushing a little harder, hoping to get some of that up. If you've never worked a diamond grinder before, that's a very interesting experience. It's very interesting. You have to be very careful and pay very close attention. It does a great job when it does its job, but you gotta you gotta watch where you're going the whole time. You gotta watch your results the whole time. See, this stuff is very rough, and that's making it. Stuff stays very foamy. Whoa. There we go. Stays very foamy. Yeah, you can tell there's something there because the mop grabs onto it. When it's rough like that. So get a little extra here. Nice part about the diamond grinder is it'll take all that off. It only does like the top, I don't know. You can set it really, really tight tolerance, and it'll just take the top, 64th of an inch off or whatever, 2/1000ths of an inch. And then you have a perfect surface again. You can seal it and have basically new concrete. I haven't tried it with a lift installed yet, so I don't know how close you can get. I'm sure we can get pretty damn close. That's a pretty good edge on it. All right. So I'm going to Move this out of this half of the shop over to here. Yeah, he gets really foamy. This thing works pretty well. I really like this little mop. Now, for something huge like the Motorplex, we have what we call the Zamboni, which is a big ride-on floor washer, which is great for that place. But it would be total overkill for this place. Yeah, this stuff gets real foamy. Okay. So as you can tell, that part of the concrete is already starting to dry. It dries quicker on areas where you didn't scrub as hard and areas where the sealer hasn't been, corrupted or whatever. So this area here, you don't have a ton of sealer down. Don't have a ton of sealer left, and you can see it. Like I can see it in an angle here, the way the light comes off of it. I can see the cracks in the sealer. It should all be totally smooth, but it's not. So same thing over on this side. Yeah, on this area where the sealer hasn't been taken away or damaged or whatever, you can see it, but you can see it on other sections. Yeah, yeah. Um, that's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Like I said, this whole thing's going to get resealed. So, and I don't know if you can see it over there. The lift is not perfectly level, so the arms touch the concrete just barely. When I got this lift, it was all totally corroded. They said it was a brand new lift, but the floor plate was completely corroded and the lift arms were completely corroded. This still has all the marks on it. And that one does too, from where it was drug. Someone dragged it off a trailer or dragged it off of something. And then inside here, you can still see the hydraulic cylinders, the stabilizer ring. The cylinders weren't hooked up, so the stabilizer ring marked the cylinders all the way up and down during transport. And they tried to tell me it was new. I ended up suing them. They didn't want to replace it, so I ended up having to take them to court. That's all right. I got a lift out of it. Not too bad. I know. This is totally thrilling, right? Watching water dry. But yeah, same thing on the reflection on the floor. I can see where the sealer has started to crack. It looks like kind of like a dry lake bed. So you can see where there's sections that still have sealer and then there's section around it that doesn't have any sealer. So that kind of sucks. But again, after, let's see, the house was built in 2005. So it's almost 20 years old. To have the sealer last that long is pretty impressive to begin with. I haven't done any resealing. The only thing I've done is added this center line. And I don't know, can you guys see the center line here? There's a center line right here that runs the length of the shop all the way up to the wall. And that tells us, center on the car. I used Kill's basement sealer for walls on basements. And I taped the center line, which took a little while, masked it all off, and then I did, 4 or 5 coats of that stuff. And it dug in pretty good. What I really need to do is get a etching primer, which I didn't do with that because it said it didn't need a primer. But if I did an etching primer, it would dig in even better. But this is still probably 6-7 years. And in the back, obviously, it's a lot better. But up front, where we've had spills and stuff, it's eating the paint away. You have gas and oil and all sorts of stuff come out there. So yeah, this stuff's drying pretty quick. It is drying pretty quick. Uh, I know it sucks kind of watching floor dry, but the more I clean, the more this cleans up, which is good because this section is very, this has a lot of use. This is where the engine transmission are. We back the MR6 in, so the engine and transmission are. We bring the limo in, engine and transmission. You saw the cat litter here at the beginning. That was from the power steering pump. So, God, I keep scratching this. It's a cut I got from working on uh, working on the limo, doing the air tank wiring, which, by the way, is awesome. That little switch right inside the door, click, and there's a light on, so it reminds you that you left the switch on, which is pretty cool. All right, this is going to be another few minutes. Hopefully, this is thrilling for you guys. Maybe not so much. Not so thrilling. I can't tell. And God, why does it make it look like I have a beer gut? I don't have a beer gut. God, just because you have abs doesn't mean you have a beer gut. Oh, and if I stand up straight, like if I go straighter, I don't know. I guess it's the pants. It's also the combination of the long underwear that does not help. Having all this clothing on does not flatter at all. At all. That's all right. That is all right. Our 2016s, we have our batteries that are going to the Motorplex. Have all of that stuff. So, all right, I guess we'll hang and wait for this to dry. All right, we're back. Let's see. How does this look? Oh, I went over there to grab a rock and I left it over. All right. Now I have my poop in a group. Went over to grab a rock star, grabbed it, set it down to open the door, walked right out the door. But yeah, had to reload. So yeah, all the outside stuff is dried, and most of this is dried, but you can see where the sealer is missing. This whole section, all through here, the sealer's been worn away, and the water is, the dirt and oil are holding the water in, or preventing the water from drying. There's a ton of chips in here too. So I might hit these center sections again, just really quick because we have time. These aren't so bad. Those are just wear marks from the lift. So what do you think? Do we hit this center section again? Oh, you guys can see it right there. Let me see what else we can get up off of this. I mean, yeah, I can use brake clean or something to that effect, but would definitely prefer to use a regular actual concrete cleaner. I'm pressing pretty hard here. And again, we'll try this in a couple different directions in the hopes that it helps break that stuff up. It used to be much, much worse. And it definitely has gotten better over the last few years. So let's try this at a 45 now. I got to kind of stretch a little for this. I'll come back and get my shoe prints in a minute. Man, the wind is no joke. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Probably 15 to 20 mile an hour winds outside. It is going hard. All right, one last pass. We'll put this thing away. I just need to do it in 2 sections. I can't get any pressure if I stretch like that. All right. I think it looks a little better. Maybe. Yeah, this stuff really foams up. Which I guess is a good thing. We'll bring our guy back over here by the sink. Clean up our bucket line over here. Put this guy away for now. Until the next time we clean. So not too bad. I guess we'll see when it dries. But I'm pretty okay with it. I really need to redo that center line, but I probably won't. I don't know. It doesn't take that long. Now that I have the marks to go from, it doesn't take that long. I do have 2 very bizarre marks here on the concrete. One here, like, I don't know. There's another one up there. I don't know what they would be from. It's like a figure 8, and there's 3 of them. I don't see any other ones. Just kind of bizarre. Now, the fun part about the MR6 is, well, I'll raise you guys up a little bit. Well, I'll just go stand back a little bit. It's just weird because I have to stand either on this side or over on this side. I can't stand in the middle. So the MR6 is probably going to need a boost because it needed a boost last night. And that'll make it a little bit more difficult because even though it's right outside, it it has the car cover on it. So it's another shop tip for you. When you're done with the lift, do what's called normalizing the lift. Put all the arms back in, lower them all the way down, get them out of the way. Unless you're bringing the same car back in, this just makes it easier for you or for the next person. All right. And you guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're watching. I love seeing new subscribers pop on. That's always nice. I'm definitely going to need my jacket for going outside. Might as well warm up now. Woof. Yeah. And which way? I guess we're going to bring the MR6 in backwards. We'll do ass first and get that going. Hopefully you guys saw the Cadillac grill last night. The grill I got 2 pieces of original grill, and one is mounted like this, regular, right side up. The other one is flipped upside down, and they meet at the top, and then we'll trim the top section and bottom section so it fits in there and it'll look like kind of an original Cadillac grill. Now here's the debate. Do we go white? Do we go black? Or do we go gold? Sorry, white, black, or gold. I got to do the three like this. White, black, or gold? So if you guys have a preference, put it in the comments. Let me know. This stuff is drying a little bit quicker. The other problem is it's only 60 degrees in the shop, so that also takes water a while to dry. All right. I guess I got to go yank the cover off the MR6. So I'm going to give you guys the mic. I'm going to go get the cover off the MR6 and lower these down. So I'm locking the doors. And hopefully the MR6 starts. All right. Awesome. Grab some gloves because it is cold. Honestly, it's cold. Talked to a friend, a neighbor who's in Arizona visiting friends, and they said it's absolutely awesome there. And they also confirmed that there is such a thing as a blue sky. We don't. That doesn't happen in Ohio. So we hear rumors and we see pictures from other people, but they told me there is really a thing. Sky is blue for most of the world. Yeah, I thought that was weird. All right, let's see what we got. No rain. MR6 is dead as a doornail. Something's pulling power. All right. That did not go to plan. Something is pulling power. Not that good. Right. I'm gonna get the car lined up and then I'll push it in here. Okay. All right, here comes the fun part. Yeah, brakes are dragging hard. Crap. I have no grip and no lever. Driving that hard. Battery is so dead. Wow. Guys, hands are just soaked. It's freezing out there. Wow, is it cold? Whew. Wow. Yeah, something's killing this battery. Not quite sure what it is. But, oh, shit. Step on one cord and it drops this right on my toe. Ow. All right. We're going to do a full repair of this tonight. See if we can desulfate it and help it come back to life. But I think the capacitor for the computer is slowly draining power even when the car's off. Why don't you plug in? There you go. And that is an AGM battery, but I'm going to come down here to repair and let it work. As we're letting it work. Whew. Yeah, sorry. Too cold. Doing the second heater. Wow. As we're doing that, just for grins, just want to look inside and make sure nothing's weird. No creatures or anything like that. This car really does run great. It runs nice and cool. Nice and cool. Whew. All right. The best way to dry off a car cover is to put it on the car. Need to make sure I have them going the right way. I do. And you can tell how wet it's been. God, my hands are just frozen. I absolutely hate this, man. Being cold. can handle a little of it. But man, when it's day after day, week after week, that's awful. 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 All right. So, covers on the MR6. This should dry tonight. Hopefully, it actually stays warm enough in here. And then we can fold it up, and it usually stays in the trunk of the car. Get all this big stuff off. See, that's why I didn't want the spoiler on here, because then everything just rides right off. But everyone loves a spoiler. I don't have anything to really dry the car cover off with. Plus, I don't really want to. It's so damn cold. The water is really, really cold. So I think that's probably about it for tonight. We've got whoa, that went way too high. Oh, that's cool though. You can see the stoplight reflection. So, well, that is way too high for you guys. We'll call that a night. We'll get going on this tomorrow, figuring out the battery drain. I think it's a matter of doing the kill after the computer's shut down. We'll do I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes for that. You know, just set a 5-minute timer or whatever. Come back and do a full kill on the battery, because that, I think the capacitor for the computer, the part that keeps it going once we turn the key on and off a bunch, I think that is draining the battery. The battery should not drain this quickly. So we're just going to have to do a much better job about doing main power kill. And that's okay. That's a very inexpensive fix. It's a very easy fix. And since this car runs so great, it's worth it. One thing I am going to do is I'm going to take pictures of the 6ULs, and all these 3 wheels are going up for sale. And I'm going to order a full set of 949 6ULs in the new color that they're calling Best Car, which is actually a pretty badass color name if you ask me. So we're going to have a full set of Best Car wheels, and they will go on the Miata. Best Car will go on the Miata. The black wheels will stay on this car, and we will have our other 949s for this car. So what other? Oh, the platinum 949s will also go with this car, but the Best Car ones will go with the Miata. This will have 2 sets of wheels and tires and a possible third, plus our 2 spare. I think those are our 2 spares, aren't they? Do I have? Now I don't remember how many 949s I have. The Miata's not on Daisy's. It's on. Do I have 2 spare 949s? I guess I do. So we'll keep the black. That will be our 2 spares for this. And then we'll have the platinum set that'll come off the Miata. That will go back and forth between the Miata and the MR6. So we'll be totally covered with wheels and tires. We're also going to try some new tires on this. The Continentals, we're going to try and see how they do. Heard lots and lots of good things about them, especially in the 205 to 225. Guys are really liking those. So we'll try the Continentals and see how they do. And then we'll run NT05s on the Miata most of the time. We'll do the Best Car with NT05s, and then we'll do the black wheels with the Continentals, and we'll do 6 Continentals, so we'll have 2 spares. And then for our backup set, maybe we should run another set of NT05s. And that way, because they can go back and forth between the Miatas and this, that's probably the best way to do it. So we'll do 8 NT05s and 6 of the Continental Extreme Contacts. And it was an Extreme Contact Pro. I'll have to get with Brian. He knows those. So keep an eye out for the 949 racing wheels going up for sale. Those are very rare. The 4x100 plus 36 offset. These are the Miata wheels that everyone wants, aside from like RPF ones and whatever else that folks are doing. So I'll get some pictures of these, get them dusted off, and they'll go up on Facebook Marketplace first, and then I guess onto eBay or wherever after that. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I know there's always weirdness in the shop with dead batteries and trim pieces that have a weirdo bolt that you have to have carny hands to get to and all that. But you guys hang out, and I really appreciate that. If there's anything you want to see, any vehicle you'd like me to work on, or engine or transmission or whatever, let me know. Within reason, obviously, it's trying to turn everything into Arctic tundra here. So I can't bring the Atom up, and I'm going to be going down to Florida. So when I'm down in Florida, I'll still do this stuff, but I'll do it probably with different cars, and definitely be going to a bunch of different car events down there as well. So I'm going to definitely hook up with you guys down there. We'll do Facebook Lives. I'll do YouTube Lives, all from down there. Does that sound good? Sound like a good plan? Cool. So I appreciate everyone hanging out, and we'll go tomorrow night. Like I said, we've got some stuff to do on this car, so we'll be in here tomorrow night. And I guess that's kind of it. I'm going to go finish booking my trip to Florida. Actually, it's already done. Yeah, that's it for tonight. Definitely subscribe and let me know what you think. I appreciate it. And don't forget to show someone that you love them. It's really, really important, okay? So don't tell them, show them. Give them a kiss on the cheek, give them a kiss on the tip of their nose, hold their hand, give it a squeeze. It's really, really important, because you wouldn't believe how much it means to that other person. You wouldn't believe it. Promise. So show them how much you love them, okay? All right. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you very soon. Cool.